Grantham Gingerbread. Alright, what we got? 340 grams of caster sugar, 2 tablespoons of ginger, powdered ginger, 100 grams of butter, 1 large egg which is well beaten. If your recipe fails, it's because you haven't beaten your egg enough. You want to beat it for about a minute until it's not stringy anymore. I've also got 250 grams of self-raising flour. You can take plain flour and turn it into self-raising flour. The instructions how to do that are in the description below the video, as is the whole recipe. Right, the first thing we want to do is get this butter into the sugar and start mixing it up. So the butter's come up to room temperature, so it's workable. Get as much of that out as I can. And get that mixed in with the sugar. This is a sugar-rich recipe. Now it's worth taking the time and getting this right. The next thing we want to do is get the egg into there. So just making sure that it's all mixed nicely, looking through it, checking that it's well mixed. And then the next thing I want to do is drip in a little bit of the egg. And each time I add a little bit of the egg, I'm going to add a teaspoon of flour to it. And that helps it stop it from splitting up. Mix each one well in before you mix the next lot. Next bit, just a little bit at a time, say a couple of teaspoons of egg at a time, teaspoon of flour. Mix that all together and get it all mixed in. Now you'll notice I'm making sure to mix everything in well before I move to the next bit. Very important this stage. It's a relatively simple recipe as long as you obey the rules when you're putting it together. So that's the last of my egg. And we'll get that beaten in nicely. Once you're satisfied that that's mixed in nicely, the last thing to add in now is the flour and ginger. The first thing I want to do though is mix my ginger and flour together, and I will do that with a whisk to make sure it gets nicely mixed. That smells really good. I love that ginger smell. My first experience of these beautiful Grantham Gingerbread biscuits goes back to, really my infancy when I was a little boy, and we went to the Nottingham Goose Fair, and these biscuits were always sold, you know, these Grantham Gingerbread biscuits were always sold at the Goose Fair. It seemed to be a thing that sort of went hand in hand, and I remember my first taste of them, and of course my only experience of anything ginger biscuit were those hard ginger nuts that we Brits like so much, and it was the very first soft cookie I ever got to eat, and I really loved it, and I've been addicted to them ever since. Unfortunately now, because of a medical condition, I can't eat too much sweet stuff, but I can still make them and still have a little corner and a nibble of it to remind me of what it's like. Right, so I'm just going to get my sieve. So I'm going to sieve in the flour, bit at a time, mix it in. And again, mixing in the flour completely before I move on to the next stage, until I'm happy that it's well mixed in. You need a bit of elbow grease for this. You can do it in a food mixer if you like. Unfortunately, I haven't got one, so it's all elbow grease for me. So I find it easy to grab hold of it like that and just dig it and draw it. So that's your cookie dough, boys and girls. And what we want to do now is give that a chill. But what I'll do is I'll form it into a ball and then cover it and chill it. It's a sugar-rich dough, so it doesn't want to become elastic, it just wants to fall apart. So just mix it as well as you can. Try to form a ball. And what I'm going to do now is just transfer that to some cling wrap and chill it. And that needs to be chilled for about half an hour. Alright, that's chilled. Now I'm just going to take the cling film off it. And then we need to roll it into walnut sized pieces. And I do that with the palm of my hand. So pieces of, say, that size, about the size of a walnut. And then just place them on the baking sheet, and you want to leave enough room in between them for it to spread out when it cooks. So there you go, got them spaced out. Now all the cooking times and the complete recipe is in the description below the video, and mine is an electric fan oven, so the recommendation is to set that at 140 degrees Celsius and bake the gingerbread biscuits for half an hour. So I'm going to give it 30 minutes, but I will keep an eye on them. And the distinctive thing about these biscuits is they stay this nice blonde colour, and we don't want them to go brown. So I'll just finish up the last tray and then we'll get these baked. Whoa, look, very nice. Oh, they do look good. They do look good. Have a look at them. I'll take you in a bit closer. They look exactly as I remember them. This lovely blonde colour. And the smell you're getting off it is that lovely sweet ginger smell. It really is superb. All I need to do now is transfer these biscuits to a wire rack and let them cool off. Sorry about the bubbling noise in the background, but that's my potatoes cooking for my dinner. But there you see the gorgeous Grantham gingerbread. Fabulous.
Hey friends, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. If you would like to follow my channel, please subscribe. And don't forget to click the bell icon and select all to receive notifications for all my future videos. It would be great to hear from you in the comments, and I'll try to get back to as many of you as possible. You may wish to check out these titles or even help me out with a donation using the links in the description below the video. Thanks for watching.